Welcome to Flip Lesson 70 for the 6th grade. Today we're going to continue looking at multiplying and dividing fractions, but today we want to start to make things easier and make things simpler. And what we want to do today is we want to reduce before we actually multiply. So let's take a look at this problem. It says 3/4 times 1/3. Now we know that we're going to do numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. And so in the end, we're going to have a problem that looks a lot like this. However, we just did something called prime factorization or division by primes, and then we took fractions and we put them in this format. And by doing that, we realized that these two numbers would cancel out and equal a 1. And that's the same thing that we can do here now as we look at our fractions. As we look at the numbers on the screen, we want to first look at relationships on the angles, right? On the angles. It can't be straight across, right? It can't be straight across because those are on the same bar, right? These numbers right here, they're on the same line. Since they're on the same line, you can't cancel them out that way. But if they cross the lines, diagonals, or straight up and down, then you can eliminate some of the ideas there. So here we see that there's a 3 here, and there's a 3 here, and so we can make that a 1, we can make that a 1, and 1 times 1 is 1, and 4 times 1 is 4, and in the end, we have a simple answer of 1/4. And seeing that relationship before multiplying is the key. It applies to mixed numbers also. 2 times 4 plus 1, right? We got to change it into improper fraction first, so that's going to give us 9/4 times 7/6. And now we want to look at our diagonals. Are there things that we can take out? 4 and 7, there's no relationship, so there's nothing that can go here. However, as we look at the 6 and the 9, we can realize that 6 is really 3 times 2, and 9 is really 3 times 3. So what you can do here is you can say, well, I'm going to cross out this 3, I'm going to cross out this 3, and what I'm left with is a 3 times a 7 and a 4 times a 2. So 3 times 7 gives me 21, and 4 times 2 gives me 8, which then, when I reduce, is going to give me 2 and 5/8. Let's try another one. This time we're going to add in division, right? So the first thing we got to do is, of course, change this to an improper fraction. So 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 gives us 10/3. So we have 3/5 divided by 10/3. Now this is where the warning comes in. Right now you might say, hey, I'm going to cross out these 3's and things are going to be good. But you forgot something. We're not multiplying yet. We're still dividing. And because we're still dividing, we can't start reducing yet. So before that, we have to make sure we have our multiplication symbol there. So it's 3/5 times, right, the reciprocal, which would be 3/10. And by doing that, suddenly, now we can look across, now we can look our diagonals, and 5 and 3, no relationship. 3 and 10, no relationship. And so this problem was designed to show you that we can't start our reducing here. We have to go to the multiplication step before we can start reducing. Because in the end, the correct answer is 9/50. So in the end, you see 3 examples. You see an example where it looks like you can reduce, but you can't. Compared to this example where it's very clear where the numbers are, compared to this example where we actually had to break down our numbers into primes here and here before we could actually solve. All right, I'm going to leave you with this sample problem then as you work through this lesson, and that is lesson 70.